Hey guys, Roman Trusser here with Peak Fitness. Today guys, I want to talk to you about whether you should be working out late or not. Alright, like we stated in the introduction, should you really be working out late or not? Now, you can see guys, I do apologize for having a video out a day late or so. It's just been really hectic out here this week. I'm going out of town next week, so my apologies. I'm going to make sure after next week, videos are coming back out as regular scheduled on every Tuesday and Friday. But back to the topic at hand. Should you be working out late at night or not? Well, the simple answer is depends. See, like most of these questions that I ask you guys or that's asked of me, there's no real set right or wrong answer. Really all it comes down to is biology, and that all is going to depend on you. See, there are studies on both sides of the coin whether you should be working out later or you shouldn't, and both have valid arguments for their reasonings. And ultimately, when I give you some of the information, it's going to lead up to your decision. So on the positive note, there was a study done with 1,000 participants that showed that no matter what time of day they worked out, 83% of them slept just fine, be it at 7 in the morning or 9 at night, they fell asleep just fine and slept just fine. Now, out of those 83%, out of the 17% that's remaining, only 3% had a hard time falling asleep at the later time. So say they worked out at 9, they were trying to go to bed at 10 or so, they were not able to. Only about 3%. I would fall into that 3%. And the remaining percentage actually slept better than the 83% that had no problem sleeping regardless. So the vast majority of people during that study showed that regardless of the time you work out, you're more than likely going to sleep just fine. Now, some of the benefits of working out in the evening are such. One is your testosterone levels are higher. So you're going to have a much stronger workout, a more intense workout. You're going to be able to work out a little bit faster, a little bit longer, and so on and so forth. Everything's going to be better because your testosterone levels are higher. Also, because your cortisol levels, your stress hormone, is at its lowest during that time frame. And plus, you've been awake all day. You've been able to amply feed yourself, hopefully, all day. So your muscles has the stored energy it needs for the workout. So regardless of what time you work out, that shows for the majority on that particular study, it was fine. Now, a couple of the reasons why it also shows to be a positive effect to work out at that time is that it releases endorphins and releases, it actually will help reduce cortisol levels in the morning, which are going to be at the highest. So it shows that working out then is okay. Now, on the other side, there have been studies that show that they didn't give a number, that 73% of people who worked out had better results and had slept better by working out at 7 in the morning. Now, their reasonings were as such, was that by working out late in the evening, the endorphins is a natural pain killer, all that fun jazz, and also that you're triggering your adrenaline, which is your fight or flight response. So your mind begins to become actively engaged. Also, you're actively engaging your muscles, which gets you wired and everything else. And also, another thing that happens is your core temperature rises. In order for you to sleep comfortably at night and get into REM sleep, which is your regenerative sleeping, which is going to help you gain the muscles, as well as burn more fat and reduces your cortisol levels. It also interrupts your non-REM sleep or your light sleep, which is good for keeping you from being groggy and stuff. That's sometimes why naps are good. It makes you, less groggy. Now, their studies had shown that, and this was a study out of Appalachian University, showed that 73%, I believe is what it was, they did better at 7 a.m. than did at 7 p.m. Both studies had valid points, but again, there's actually not a whole lot of studying going out there. Now, Dr. Wells out of University of California, Berkeley, made a good point, which is go to sleep when you're tired. Now, the point of working out is to help you get healthier and lose weight. Now, it's all going to depend on you when is a good time to work out, as long as it doesn't disrupt your sleep pattern. See, everybody has this thing that's called a circadian rhythm. And there's a lot of studies show that even if you worked at night shifts for 40 years, you're not going to change your circadian rhythm. That has been established into us over thousands of years and evolution and so on and so forth. So people who work at night all night tend to have lower cognitive abilities. They tend to be more obese. They also tend to have a lower scores on standardized testing. And it's not because they're dumb, it's just because they are tired and their cortisol levels are higher up. You're only going to get certain hormones at nighttime. So with all that said, what am I trying to tell you? It all depends, guys, on when you should work out, as long as it doesn't interrupt that good 7 to 9 hours of solid sleep. So one thing that experts on both sides of the coin can agree on is that at least try to finish up your exercises 90 minutes before going to bed. This should hopefully give you sufficient time for you to cool down, get your adrenaline levels back down, your endorphins to stabilize, and everything else. So if you're not 100% sure on what your body's gonna be like, that is a safe bet that if you have to work out in the evening, try to work out or finish your workout 90 minutes before you go to bed. For me, if I work out at 9:30, I am not gonna be able to go to sleep at 10 o'clock. I'm gonna be falling asleep at 11:30, 12 o'clock, and then I gotta get up generally 6 hours later. I'm not gonna hit my 7 to 9 hour sleep goal. So for you, that might not be a problem, but it all depends on you. And with that, guys, hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, hit that like button. If you got any comments or suggestions, leave that down below as well. Also, if you don't forget to hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell so you get more notifications. I know this is kind of a iffy subject, but again, guys, it all depends on you when it's gonna be best for you to work out. As long as you're working out and it doesn't affect your sleep pattern, guys, go ahead and make sure you get your workouts in. And I will see you guys later.